So I want to talk to everybody today about why I'm doing this. I'm John McGuire. I'll be 64 in October, and I've heard all my life that all of us have a gift or gifts that were given by the Creator, by God. And I believe that. I've never known what my gift is. I've been in sales, marketing for 40 years, working with banks, insurance. For the last 22 years, I've been involved in programming for public television, educational programming, which I absolutely love. I've worked for other people in this niche. I've worked for myself, and I'm getting to the point thinking about some kind of retirement, semi-retirement in the next few years. And my situation, I've been married for 30 years. This past July was 30 years, and my beautiful wife and I, we dated for 7 years before we got married. And something that I wanted to be very careful even at a young age, and didn't know nearly what about life what I know now. But I knew I wanted to be careful and not ruin my life and somebody else's life and make a wrong choice. For her to make, my wife to make a wrong choice and marry me, and maybe she shouldn't have, that kind of thing. So that's what I was concerned about. So my wife was so patient with me at that time, my girlfriend, and we dated for 7 years. And I was very immature. So I've just discovered in the last, I think I always do it in the back of my mind, but I've discovered in the last, I would say the last year, that I really enjoy just living my life, working with people at the office, and encouraging people is my point. Just encouraging people, whether it's just saying, hey, I'm proud of you. It's really neat that you did that. Or congratulations on, doing well for the month, or whatever it is. And I've just noticed that people really respond to it. Uh, Obviously, you have to always be sincere about it. You can't congratulate people or tell them you're proud of something that and they know they're not good at. That's not being sincere, and people pick up on that. And I have no interest in that, never have. But just a kind word, just a gentle word to people, and they can tell that you mean it. So that's where I'm coming from with these talks. The truth is, probably a big reason that I'm doing this at this stage in my life is I'm realizing that it is a gift that I have on some level. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to be, a motivational speaker or someone who gives talks on the level of, people that I consider pretty successful out there. A Tony Robbins, a Denzel Washington, a Steve Harvey. I look up to these guys. They have a real gift. They're at the top of their game, whether it's acting or being on TV or a motivational speaker or whatever. I'm just being as honest and transparent as I can. A big reason that I've decided to start giving these talks is also because of my wife's health. It's not great, and I should have done more planning, better saving as a younger man for this time period. to retire, some form of retirement as you slow down naturally. So that's where I'm coming from. So all I want to do is just share things that you've heard about in your life. Other people have probably said. I'm not here to copy anybody. I'm just sharing my perspective, with wrapped around my brand, which is John McGuire. That's my brand. So I'm somebody that's been walking the earth for 63 years right now. The end of October, in other words, the end of next month, I will have been, I'll be 64. So I think there's just some general truths, some general things that you can do in your life, whoever you are, whether you're a CEO or whether you're somebody that has more of a blue collar job, or wherever you are in life, whatever race, ethnicity, whatever country you come from. I think there's some things that are common to all of us being part of one human race, and that's the way I look at the world. There's one human race. I know there's different people groups, but that's how I look at the world. I know that the race thing has been used by politicians and other people to achieve different goals, and that's just part of the world. But I think a healthier way to look at things is we're all part of one human race, and then that God made, and that we have different people groups, and that's the way that I look at it. So I think the most important thing that I've learned in life, and I think mental health experts from all over the world, doesn't matter what culture they come from, what country they're from, they all basically agree that one of the keys to mental health, to being happy and having what most people would call, a normal level of mental health, would be to be grateful. Wherever you are, what country you're in, whatever age you are, whatever ethnic group, people group you come from, that you're grateful for what you do have. And believe me, I understand. I'm in the United States. We have our issues. But I consider us one of those countries out there that is just incredibly blessed. And I happen to have been born and raised and continue to live now in Southeast Florida. I think a lot of people in the United States would think it's one of the nicer parts in terms of weather and so forth. So I'm just saying, I'm somebody that I know I can wear shorts. I like to wear shorts 365 days a year when I'm not working. And a Hawaiian shirt. I love shirts with fish on them and Hawaiian theme. So I realize if I lived in Minnesota or some other places in the U.S. that are beautiful, but there's certain times of year that you can't do that. So I'm just mentioning that I'm grateful for living in the United States. I'm grateful that I've been able to do some travel. I'm grateful that I have the most beautiful wife in the world to me, who loves me. I love her. She gave me a child, a beautiful child who's now an adult woman, my daughter, and she's in her mid-20s, and she's extremely intelligent. I don't know how that happened, but she became much more intelligent than me, probably many years ago. But she's her and my wife are the best thing that ever happened to me after becoming very close to the Lord. That's number one for me. And then number two would be my wife, and then number three would be my daughter, and that priority. That's just where I'm coming from. So my talks will never be more than 10, 12 minutes. And the reason for that is because, from what I've discovered watching, people at the top of their game, some of the people that I mentioned at the beginning of this, the talks are never more than 10, 12 minutes. And that's a good thing. Last thing I want to do is bore people. I can be very good at that. So that's where I'm coming from. And I'm going to work and refine this and put this talk together. Right now, this talk is just for me to put this together. My birthday is October 28th. So my personal goal here is to put out this talk on or before my birthday. Maybe I'll do it on my birthday, October 28th. So thank you for listening. And I'm addressing myself now, John. I'm proud of you that you're starting this. I would have liked to start this years ago, but I don't think I was ready. Didn't have the mindset for it, but I think I do now. So I look forward to talking with you folks in the future, the audience, whoever you are, wherever you are. And if it helps one person to keep going, that's great. Being honest and transparent, as I mentioned, is I hope this becomes something that maybe I get a few visits that turn into some income at some level that would help me in retirement. I'm not looking for anything huge. If that happens, if that is touched by God, that's great. I hope it develops into something like that on some level, but I don't expect, to be somebody that's huge out there. I'm just being straight and transparent. So I'm looking at this as a gift that I enjoy. I'm not saying I'm the best in the world at motivating people, far from it. All I'm saying is I love the look on somebody's face when you sincerely pay them a compliment. For me, it's easy to do it. And I enjoy it, and I just love the look on their face, and you can just tell when they really, really need it. I know when I need it, and somebody pays me a compliment, it's really a neat thing. It's just part of being a person, part of being a human being, liking that. All right, thank you.